Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskrutyam Narachaiva Narottamam Devi Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamudirai Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatim Uttama Shloke Bhaktirabhavati Naishtaki. Hare Krishna. Welcome to all the devotees. We are reading Srimad Bhagavatam every week. Last week we completed second canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Almost eighth chapter we completed. We'll briefly revise it and then we'll go over to the ninth chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto. Srimad Bhagavatam is a sum and summary of all the Vedas. So whatever the Vedic literature Vedvyasji composed, he after composing the Vedic literature, he was not satisfied, and according to the instruction of his guru Narad Muni, Vedvyasji then composed Srimad Bhagavatam. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, we are learning, we are getting motivated from the life of various devotees who spent their lives in worshipping, remembering Krishna. So one of such devotees is Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj was the king, and he was grandson of Pandavas, and he was son of Abhimanyu. And after Pandavas retired, as Abhimanyu was already killed in the battle of Mahabharat in Kurukshetra, Pandavas gave their kingdom to Maharaj Parikshit to look after, because Parikshit was well trained. He was following the principles of Dharma. He was very capable king, and he was great devotee of Lord Vishnu. His another name is Vishnu Rata. Vishnu Rata means that he was one who always been protected by Lord Vishnu. So when Parikshit Maharaj was within the womb of his mother, Ashwatthama tried to kill him by Brahmastra. At that time, Lord Krishna went within the womb of Mother Uttara, and he was protected by Lord Krishna himself. So that is why his another name is Vishnu Rata. So we can see that Parikshit Maharaj, a great devotee of Lord, very well trained, but he also committed a mistake once upon a time in his lifetime. And he was traveling in the forest. He became very thirsty, hungry, and he was looking for food and water. So there was a hermitage of Shamik Rishi, and Parikshit Maharaj entered into the ashram of Shamik Rishi. Shamik Rishi was in great meditation, so he did not pay attention to whosoever was coming because he was in deep trance. But Parikshit Maharaj, being disturbed because of hunger and thirst, he became angry, and he thought that this sadhu is avoiding me. So, in an anger, he humiliated a great devotee of Lord, Shamik Rishi. He put a dead snake around his neck. So, the snake is a representation of enviness. You know, if we are envious of others, then in next life we will get a life of a snake. That's what it is. So, Parikshit Maharaj thought that this sadhu is envious of me and he's pretending that he's in meditation. So, to tit for tat principle, he took another snake. And this was a dead snake actually, but that should not have been done by Maharaj Parikshit. But you know, Swatiji is saying that my sound is echoing. Okay, 1 second, Swatiji. Is the echo, everybody is hearing the echo or only Swatiji is hearing the echo? Parulji, all other devotees who are online, Lalit Prabhu, are you hearing the echo? Parulji is saying that it's good on her end. So Swatiji, maybe There is another microphone on at your end, so that is why it's echoing. If you want to restart your computer properly, it will help. Or you want to switch off another microphone or speaker. Everybody else has no echo? Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. So Parikshit Maharaj made a mistake and he was cursed by Shringi, who was the son of Shamik Rishi. A young boy will undergo repentation. He will repent his mistake, and whatever is the curse given to him by little boy, Brahmana boy, he will go through that curse. But then now Parikshit is going to die within 7 days. The death is coming soon. So he gave up his whole kingdom. He gave up his wife, children, all, and he decided that he will spend his time in spiritual practice. But he was not sure what sort of practice he should do because time is very less, 7 days only. So what he should do? So he approached all the great sages by river Ganga, and you can see all the sages have accumulated. And at that time, Shukadeva Goswami, who is son of Vedvyasji, who himself composed Srimad Bhagavatam, he appeared there. So everybody very attentively sitting in front of Shukadeva Goswami started requesting him that you please tell us what should Parikshit do. So Parikshit Maharaj then started asking questions to Shukadeva Goswami. And the questions of Parikshit are expressed in chapter number, in first canto also in chapter number 19, 20, and in the second canto uh, of Srimad Bhagavatam in chapter number 8, and then onwards. So we're going to learn something from the life of Parikshit. So Parikshit Maharaj is sitting in front of Shukadeva Goswami, and he asked Shukadeva Goswami some of the questions. So Parikshit Maharaj first said to Shukadeva Goswami that Shukadeva Goswami, you are narrating the pastimes of Lord Krishna, which are very nectarian. So I want to know more about Lord Krishna. So he has recited first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam entirely. He recited all the wonderful pastimes of different incarnations of Krishna. But now Parikshit Maharaj wants to know more about Lord Krishna and his pastimes. So he says that etad veditum ichhami tatvam tatvam vidam varaha. So King said that I wish to know the narrations concerning the Lord who possesses wonderful potencies. Now why we should know about Lord Krishna? Because more we know about Krishna, more we can develop relationship with Krishna. If I know more about you, then we can have a good exchange. Krishna is situated within our heart as Paramatma. So Parikshit Maharaj wanted to know how that Paramatma looks like, but then Paramatma is there everywhere. So Parikshit Maharaj wanted to know what is the nature of Paramatma all around us. So that is why Parikshit Maharaj is asking Shukadeva Goswami that please continue the narrations of Lord Krishna and his all different incarnations. Now, why Parikshit wants to know? Because Lord Krishna's pastimes are wonderful. They are auspicious for all. Harer Adbhuta Viryasya Katha Loka Sumangalam. Narrations of Lord Krishna are auspicious for all living beings. Our mind is continuously engaged in so many uh, kunta. Kunta means difficulties in our life. Every day we are thinking about nowadays coronavirus and then job and then house and this and that. So our mind is continuously busy. But at this time, while we are hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, our mind is not thinking anything else. Right? We are just thinking about Krishna. So this is called as Sumangala. Sumangala means Mangal means auspicious, but Sumangal means very auspicious. Like that. So pastimes or katha of Lord Krishna is very, very auspicious. And that is why Shukadeva Goswami is reciting and Parikshit Maharaj wants to listen. That is the The purpose of human life. We want to know about Creator and His creation because that opportunity is not given to animal life. Humans have this opportunity to know about Creator and creation. And everybody knows about Creator and creation to different extent, right? So like say Muhammad Paigambar knew about Creator and creation to his extent. Jesus Christ knew creation and Creator to his extent. Similarly, Brahmaji, who knew about Creator and creation, conveyed the same message to Narad Muni and then Vedvyasji and then to Shukdev Goswami. So everybody knows about Creator and creation to certain extent, and the limitations are different, right? So here, Shukdev Goswami is telling the personal form of Creator and creation, while we can see that there are some people who believe that Creator is impersonal. It is in the form of a light. There is no form of Creator. Uh, Creator means God. So some people believe that there is no form to the God. That is one level of understanding. It is not wrong. It is correct, but partly correct, because every form comes from another form. A form does not come from no form, right? So here, uh, Lord Krishna's pastime are the personal pastime. Lord came in form of a person, human being. So all these pastimes are very auspicious. So Shukdev Goswami is reciting that, and Parikshit Maharaj wants to know about them. Further, Parikshit Maharaj is saying that Kathasya Mahabhaga Yataham Akhilatmani Krishne Nivesha Nihasangam Manastyakte Kalevaram. So, yeah, Shukdev Goswami is telling to Parikshit Maharaj that Katha Yasya Mahabhaga. Mahabhaga means very great, fortunate. We are very fortunate, we all of us. We are all Mahabhaga actually. How? Because we are healthy, happy at this time, and we are able to spend our time for remembering Krishna. Not everybody is that happy and fortunate enough. So, Yathatam Akhilatmani. Akhilatmani means Lord, Supreme Lord, one who is ruling everybody's Atma. Akhila Atmani. So, Krishna Nivesha Nihasangam Manas Tyaktve Kalevaram. Kalevaram means give up the life, body. When we are giving up the body, our mind should be tranquil. It should be peaceful, not in anxiety. जब हम शरीर दे रहे हैं, छोड़ के जा रहे हैं, तो क्या, तो शरीर शांत होना चाहिए, मन शांत होना चाहिए. So here Shukdev Goswami is, Parikshit Maharaj is saying to Shukdev Goswami that when I hear the pastime of Krishna, my mind becomes very quiet. I don't feel any anxiety. It's natural actually. When our mind is engaged in Krishna Bhakti, then we are completely dependent on Krishna. So Krishna will look after us. So here he says, Manastyaksve Kalevaram. So I want to give up my body in that state of mind, hearing Krishna Katha. So that is a very important part of human life, that we should train our mind in such a way that when the time comes, we do not become anxious. Time is going to come for all of us, right? Is it right or wrong? Yeah. Let's see our online friends. Yeah. Time is going to come for all of us, right? So at that time, we should be prepared. It's not that we become disturbed at that time. That time should be the Kalevaram. So we should be very, very balanced and voluntarily. So here Shukdev Goswami is telling that please keep on telling me Katha because I have to give up my life. Srila Prabhupada ji says that hearing Srimad Bhagavatam means to associate with Krishna. There is no difference between Krishna and Srimad Bhagavatam actually. Mantra and the name of Krishna and Krishna himself, they are same. There is no difference. Mantras have a lot of power, and we have talked about this in the past. So Srila Prabhupada ji describes in Srimad Bhagavatam that constant hearing of Srimad Bhagavatam means to get the constant blessing of Krishna, constantly associate with Krishna. And when we constantly associate with, say, you are in a room which is brightly illuminated with lamps. So what does that mean? that there is no darkness. Right? When there is a light, there is no darkness. So Srila Prabhupada ji says that Krishna Surya Sama Maya Andhakar. So Lord Krishna is just like a sun, and the material contamination is just like darkness, right? So when we are with Krishna, the darkness is automatically removed. So there is a darkness in our mind and there is darkness in our heart also. So all this darkness is automatically removed when we are associating with Krishna, right? So how do we associate with Krishna? So through constant japa process, right? So at the back of our mind, this mantra should be going on. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram. We make it as our second nature. If you have nothing to do, just mantra, nothing else. Like if you have nothing to do, some people they call friends or अगर कुछ काम नहीं है तो क्या करें इसको फोन करते हैं और email लिखते हैं. You remember someone, right? Similarly, we make this second nature of our life that if you have nothing to do, just remember Krishna. There are a lot of moments in a day where we have nothing to do. It's not that we are constantly busy. When we are work, of course, we have to remember whatever we are doing. But then there is in between some gap periods where nobody's around us. Or even people are around us, they are not bothered about us. Like I'm at my home and my son is in his room and my wife is in his room. Nobody cares for anybody, right? So then what do you do that time? At that time, you train your mind to remember Krishna because everybody, it's not that they don't care you, but it's that they are busy in their own thing, right? So we don't want to disturb them. But then at the same time, we want to train our mind that we want to develop this rasa. Rasa means taste. It's called Bhakti rasa, right? You have a taste for watching movie, you have a taste for playing games. Similarly, you have to develop this test which is called as Nama Smarana. Nama Smarana is very important part of human life. This chance is not given to animals actually. So as long as we are with Krishna, the darkness will be gone automatically. So Krishna Surya Sama Maya Andhakar. And then when we hear Srimad Bhagavatam, what happens? So here Parikshit Maharaj himself is telling to Shukadeva Goswami why he wants to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Shrinavataha Shraddhaya Nityam Granascha Swachestitam Kalena Atidirgena Bhagwan Vishateradi. We did this last time. I'm just revising it again so that we all are on the same page. That Shrinavata Shraddhaya Nityam. Nityam means regularly. अगर हम भगवान का नाम रेगुलरली लेते हैं, नाम स्मरण या रीडिंग हियरिंग श्रीमद् भागवतम अगर हम रेगुलरली करते हैं तो क्या होता है? सो कालेन अति दीर्घेन भगवान विशतेरति. कालेन अति दीर्घेन, not very, it doesn't take long time and भगवान हमारे हृदय में आके बस जाते हैं. Lord Krishna will come in your heart and he will be situated in your heart. कालेन अति दीर्घेन भगवान विशतेरति. So agar Bhagwan, if you want to really establish the connection with Lord Krishna, then we have to hear Srimad Bhagavatam very regularly. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. And what will happen? You get connected with Krishna immediately. Actually, Krishna is there in our heart, but our connection is missing. Right? Because our connection is outside. At a time, you can be at one place only, right? You are here, so you are not at your home. Right? You cannot be at two places. So similarly, you can have connection with the exterior world or interior world. It cannot be both together. So you are connected with Krishna or Krishna's Maya, which is energy. So if you are serious and you have a deep shraddha in Lord Krishna's teaching, and if you take efforts, then Krishna will manifest in your heart, and the magic will start happening in your life. A lot of devotees, they experience this wonderful peace within their life because Krishna is there. Krishna helps all the devotees. Krishna says to Arjuna that Arjuna, you declare boldly that Name Bhaksha Bhaktya Pranashyati. My devotee will never perish. I will help my devotee. So Krishna has declared it in Bhagavad Gita. So if we spend our time in remembering Krishna, then what will happen? काले न अति दीर्घे न भगवान विशते रजनी, हमारे हृदय में भगवान प्रकट हो जाएंगे. Then you will not be so much enlightened that you will be guided by Krishna within your heart. Right? So, result of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord Krishna will manifest within your heart. At that time, see, now we are all together here. We are sitting here. But if I don't pay attention to you, then there is no relationship. Right? You are there, but I'm not paying attention. I'm paying attention somewhere else. Then there is no connection. Similarly, Lord is in your heart, but you are not paying attention. So there is no connection. So what is the process of connection? That is bhakti. And what is the bhakti process? Namasmaran. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. So is it very difficult? It's not. Who can do it? Anybody can do it. Even a child can do it. It's not so difficult, right? So Namasmaran, and of course reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita will take some effort, take some energy. But if we are serious, the only qualification required to get the blessing of Lord Krishna is sincerity. Nothing else is required. There was a poor Brahmin. He was in South Indian Brahmin. He was sitting in a near a temple, and he was reading Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita like this. So this Brahman, he was a Brahman, but he was not literate. He didn't go to school, so he didn't know how to read Sanskrit. But he was having this Bhagavad Gita, and he was just skipping Bhagavad Gita. People were laughing on him, and because people knew that he's reading Bhagavad Gita, he's pretending, but he doesn't know how to read. So everybody who was walking by, they were laughing on this poor Brahman. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, everybody knows Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is nothing but Krishna himself appeared in the form of a devotee. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was traveling South India. He saw this poor Brahman is opening Bhagavad Gita and trying to read, and he doesn't know how to read. So, and everybody is laughing on him. And this Brahmana was crying. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu approached him and said, Brahman, what happened? Why are you crying? Is that because everybody is laughing on you? He said, no, I'm not laughing, crying for that people are laughing on me. Then why are you crying? He said, my Lord is so merciful that he is becoming a driver of his devotee. That is why I am crying, that God is so merciful. भगवान इतने दयालु है कि अपने भगवान के सेवक, अपने भक्त के सेवक बन जाते हैं. हाँ, इसलिए मुझे रोना आ रहा है कि भगवान कितने दयालु है. हम भगवान की तरफ कुछ ध्यान नहीं दे रहे, वो भी हमारी सेवा कर रहे हैं. इसलिए मुझे रोना आ रहा है. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu hugged that Brahmana, said, you are the one who understood the message of Bhagavad Gita. Nobody could understand the message. What is that? That Krishna will do anything for his devotee. And why that Brahmana could understand? Because he was sincere. Sincerity is the only qualification for bhakti. There is no other qualification required. You don't know Sanskrit is so good. No problem. Sincerity, chanting Hare Krishna mantra, having full faith. मैं भगवान का नाम स्मरण करूंगा, भगवान मेरी रक्षा करेंगे. So Lord has demonstrated his mercy in the life of many devotees, innumerable. Even in Kali Yuga also he demonstrated through Srila Prabhupada, who had nothing in his hand. Just $7, came to America, knew nobody. And with the blessing of Lord Krishna, Prabhupada ji could establish so many temples. That's unbelievable, right? हमारे लिए एक घर बनाने में 25 साल निकल जाते, लोन भरते भरते, फिर भी मॉर्गेज चालू रहता है. Srila Prabhupada ji established 108 temples all across the globe. How is that possible? That is not possible for ordinary people. That is only possible if Krishna is there with you. Right? So here Krishna within the heart it manifests and he starts guiding actually. Sometimes we are confused, how can we do this Herculean task? Srila Prabhupada ji also was not sure why he is going to America. When he was going in a Jaladuta, he got 2 massive heart attacks. He was about to die. And Srila Prabhupada ji said, oh my God, Krishna I don't know why am I going to America where I don't know anybody, and but definitely there is some plan. So you are sending me to America. And when he came to America, he was with the drug addicts. Where some of the drug addicts started. They wanted to kill Srila Prabhupada. So Prabhupada ran out of his house in the middle of the night, and he was on the street. Nobody's there to look after Srila Prabhupada. Old man in his 70s, right? So this is a miracle actually. Srila Prabhupada's life is a miracle. If you are really interested, there is a nice movie of the life of Srila Prabhupada. I can send you the link. Watch the movie. It's a really inspiring movie. It's a moving, that how can this happen in the life of an old man? It's just out of the world. This happened in this current century actually. It's not far than 50 years actually. So we can see that this verse which says that भगवान आपके हृदय में प्रकट हो जाते हैं, it is true actually. It starts guiding you from inside. We have experienced this many times in our lifetime. So this is sincerity, nothing else, right? So then Parikshit Maharaj, Parikshit Maharaj glorifies one more verse. He says that when you hear Srimad Bhagavatam, Dhunito Shamala Krishna Shalilasya Yatha Sharat. So this power of Srimad Bhagavatam is so much that if you regularly hear, then all the dirt in your heart will be removed. Dhunoti. Dhunoti means washing. So Srimad Bhagavatam is such a powerful force that it will clean your heart. Everybody's heart has some dirt. Is that right? Nobody's pure in this planet, right? Everybody has some or other dirt. And what is that dirt about? So that is about lust, anger, greed, enviness, madness, illusion, kam, krodh, mad, moho, matsya, and ego, ahankar. Everybody has that. Nobody's. But then we should start cleaning process. If there is a dirt in the house, doesn't mean that you remain dirty. You start cleaning someday or other, right? At least once a year on the day of Diwali. So similarly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that Cheto Darpana Marjanam Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam. So Cheto Darpana, our mind is just like a mirror. So if clear mind, then you can see everything clear. Right? If I have some contamination, I have some dirty in my mind, then I'll think everything dirty. Is it right or wrong? If I have a yellow specs glasses, I will see everything yellow. If I have a green, I will see it. Similarly, I have some dirt in my mind. Say I'm angry. I'll be looking everybody with anger mind, right? If I have a love and affection, I will look everybody with kind and compassion. So whatever is your status of mind, you will see around you. So if your mind is Krishna conscious, you will see Krishna everywhere. Right? Is that right or wrong? So Dhunoti Shamalam Krishna. So when you have Krishna in your mind, you will see Krishna everywhere. There is no other thing you will see. Now, if your mind is, say, my mind is after money, then the person who is a businessman, he will see money everywhere. He will see how I can make money out of it, right? Is that right? Similarly, if you are a devotee of Krishna, you will find Krishna every living entity. So that is what it is said. Dhunoti Samalam Krishna Salilasya Yatha Sharat. So if your mind is Krishna conscious, then life is clean. You don't have to try anything. Because now your heart is with Krishna. You don't want anything else. What do you need? Because Krishna is there, he will give you everything what you want. Doesn't matter. Because Krishna has said, my devotee will never perish. So why should I worry about it? Yoga Kshemam Vahamyaham. Krishna said, I will deliver you. Don't worry. Whatever you lack, I will give you. Just have faith. And the whole world runs on faith, right? Or wrong? पूरा दुनिया कैसे चल रहा है? श्रद्धा के ऊपर चल रहा है. आप डॉक्टर के पास जाते हैं, वो इंजेक्शन देता है. You take it, give me vaccine. I don't know what's going to happen after 20 years with the vaccine, but I have a faith in doctor. Everything will be good. Right? So we have faith in a doctor. When you go to surgery, when you go to the surgeon's hand, then you have a faith that this surgeon will not kill me. So you go in the operation theater, you come out. When you go to restaurant, you eat the food which is cooked by a chef, and you have a faith that there is no poison, right? So in India, you go to barber shop and they use this blade, very sharp blade. In the olden times, now there is a modern, but razor blade used to. Now you have a faith that he will not cut your throat, right? Otherwise you will die there if you're dead in a second. But you have a faith. So whole world is running on the faith. Why not to have faith on Krishna? So if you have a faith in Krishna, Krishna will purify. Dhunoti Shamalam Krishna Salilasya Yatha. So in this way, Shukdev Goswami glorified all the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam, and then Shukdev Goswami then requested Parikshit Maharaj that I have some special questions. Without questions, there is no knowledge, right? So Parikshit Maharaj is asking now questions to Shukdev Goswami. So he wants to know more. If you are inquisitive, then only you can get knowledge. Right? Bhagavad Gita is a question by Arjuna and answers by Lord Krishna. अगर प्रश्न नहीं है तो कोई जवाब नहीं है. तो जीवन में प्रश्न होना जरूरी है. तो यूजुअली हमारे प्रश्न कैसे रहते हैं कि what food I will get, what sort of clothing I will have, what sort of house I will have, what will I do tomorrow, how can I make more money. These are our questions. Our questions are basic questions. Right? Eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. These are our questions. How can I eat better? How can I sleep better? How can I mate better? And how can I fight better? That is the only thing we have, nothing else. But Parikshit Maharaj is about to die, 7 days. So of course, his questions are much more deeper questions. Now he is completely into Krishna consciousness because he knows that he cannot be saved. Like people who are dying with coronavirus also currently, many of them I saw their videos, they knew that they are not going to survive. But there are so many videos on the internet where you can see that person knows he's going to die. He's not going to survive because they don't have ventilator, they don't have oxygen mask. They can't survive. They knew that we are going to die. But still, I saw there was a fear on their face. Everybody who was dying had a fear on their face. And that is what happens usually when we die. And when person dies, they usually pass urine or stool. Why? Because they are fearful of death. And second thing is at the time of death, there is severe pain. The pain at the time of death is equivalent to if 10,000 scorpions comes and bites you at the same time. अगर 10,000 बिच्छू आपको आए एक साथ और काट ले तो कितना दर्द हो जाएगा, आप सहन नहीं कर पाएंगे. उतना दर्द मृत्यु के वक्त होता है. तो ये बहुत कठिन है. लेकिन I saw some devotees also gave up their life because of coronavirus infection. And there is a huge difference. A lot of devotees also died in Sridham Mayapur, in Vrindavan Dham, in America. A lot of devotees gave up their life because of this COVID thing. But I saw there was a difference in the approach towards the end of the life process, because this is going to happen with all of us, right? So those devotees were really prepared actually, and they were calm and fearless. They were remembering Krishna till the last moment. Their desire was like one of our devotee, Pankajangri Prabhu, he gave up his life. And a very ideal example actually. This happened like a few days back. When he was dying, such a sublime process, right? So a lot of people, and he was not worried about it, because he knew that he's going to give up the life. There was one Buddhist monk, somebody forwarded me a video, a Buddhist monk who was affected with COVID-19 virus. And this Buddhist monk, he himself, there's an amazing video actually, that he knew that he is not going to survive. So all the monks were sitting around, all the Buddhists, and they were doing their own prayers. And this person very peacefully gave the life. So that is the power of Bhakti. So here Parikshit Maharaj is about to give up his life, and he has some questions that he wants to purify his life. He has some time on his hand. So he's asked a question that does spirit soul acquire material body accidentally or by some cause? So this is his first question. He's asking Shukdev Goswami Hey Shukdev Goswami, please tell me when we acquire Atma acquires the body, right? We all have this Sharira. So how do we acquire this Sharira? Uh, Why everybody has different Sharira? And is this, there is a special cause behind it, or is just by accident? Because he's going to give up his body now. So he's asking the next question that there are two different types of jivas. There is one called as Jivatma, and there is another called as Paramatma. So here Parikshit Maharaj is asking about Jivatma, that why different jivas have different bodies, and is there any cause behind it? Anybody knows the cause? Why people have a body? शरीर क्यों हमारे पास है? हमें शरीर क्यों दिया गया है? Why? Is there any cause? Okay, you're saying according to karma. Okay, karma. Anything else? Anybody else? Our online friends can also type in your chat box. Why do we have Sharira? This is the question asked by the Parikshit Maharaj to Shukdev Goswami. If that is a karma is the simple answer, then Parikshit Maharaj would not have asked this question, because he knows that there is something deeper to it. Right? So we will learn that from Shukdev Goswami. Karma is the correct answer. It's not a wrong answer, but there is something more to it. Okay. So before karma comes something else, which is called as desires. And then before desires, there is something else, which Shukdev Goswami is going to answer. So just stay tuned till Parikshit Maharaj hears the answer from Shukdev Goswami. Then Parikshit Maharaj, so shloka number 7, 7th chapter, second canto, 7th chapter, 7th shloka to 24 shloka. All are questions by Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj is putting question after question after question. And he's asking Shukdev Goswami, please answer all these questions. Like a whole set of questions, right? So this is the first question he is asking. Second question he is asking, what is the difference between the body of Lord Krishna and those of common living beings? तो भगवान के शरीर और हमारे शरीर में क्या फर्क है ना? क्योंकि भगवान भी हमारे जैसे ही दिखते हैं, दो हाथ दो पैर, है ना? He is looking the same as what we are. So he is asking that is there any materially different or spiritually also is different, right? So here Shukdev Goswami not only asking material questions, but he's asking the spiritual questions as well. Further, Shukdev Goswami is asking that Parikshit Maharaj is asking, is the form of Lord similar to the material body of Brahma or is different? Now there is another question. So first he asked, this is the question between all the living beings and why they get the body. Second question was, what is the difference between the body of human and God, Krishna? And then third is there any difference in the body of Brahma or all the Devi Devatas and the body of Lord Vishnu? What is the difference? Now why Parikshit Maharaj is asking these questions about body? Because after death you get another body. You get this point? Right? So he's planning ahead that what body am I going to get? He's thinking about it, right? Because once you give her the body, you have an opportunity. Either you get a body of a human being, or you get a body of a Devi Devata, or you get a body similar to Lord Krishna also. It's possible. So he's asking, what is the difference in body types? Because you have a choice. Right? Like when you go to buy something in the market, you have different choices. Similarly, at the time of death, also you have a choice what sort of body you're going to get in the next life. So here, Parikshit Maharaj is asking in second canto, 7th chapter, 9th shloka, that is the body of Lord Krishna and Lord of Brahma same or different? Anybody knows about it? Is it same or different? भगवान के शरीर और ब्रह्मा जी के शरीर सेम है या डिफरेंट है? डिफरेंट. क्या डिफरेंस है? सही है, बात सही है. ब्रह्मा जी को 4 सर है, ये तो बात सही है. लेकिन the principle here is not the difference in the external appearance, but in the quality of the body. You know? What is the difference in the quality? He's not asking why my face is different than your face. He's asking what is the difference in the constitution of the body. That is the thing. So morphological, no, it's a qualitative difference, a chemical. What is the difference? So there is definitely a difference in the body of Devi Devta and body of Lord Vishnu. There's a difference. So what is the difference? That is what we are going to learn now. So everybody knows the story of Brahma, how Brahmaji appeared. Brahmaji appeared from, you can see Lord Vishnu is lying on an ocean, and from his navel is coming a lotus, and from the lotus comes Brahmaji. So here Parikshit Maharaj is inquisitive about the creation, that how this creator of entire creation, who is Brahma, what is the quality of his body? That is what he's asking about. Right? So very intelligent questions actually. Right? So then Parikshit Maharaj uh, is asking question, how Paramatma, who lives in everybody's heart, is untouched by his external energy? This is a very intelligent question because uh, you see, we all are affected by Maya energy. Oh, Maya means external energy of Lord Krishna. We get attracted by so many material things, right? Like say if you see a nice car or nice bungalow, something nice, we feel like we should have it. We get attracted to it. Right? We are all attracted to external happiness. But Parikshit Maharaj is asking to Shukdev Goswami, this Paramatma, you said that it is in your heart. So does Maya affects Paramatma also, as Maya is affecting Atma? Because our karma depends upon what sort of mode of nature we are in, sattva guna, raja guna or tamo guna. Agar hum sattva gun mein hai, to then we will have good work, good karmas. If we are in raja guna, passionate, then we will have lot of desires, and tamo guna we tend to do bad activities. So does those guna affect Paramatma also? Yes or no? Yes or no? Because he is in your body, so whatever is affecting me is going to affect everybody within everything within my body. So here he has a question, that is Paramatma affected by this guna or not? This is question. I'm not expecting answer from anybody. But here is the question. And then Shukdev Goswami is going to answer this question very nicely, so that we understand how Atma and Paramatma are different. Basically, the idea of understanding is that even though Paramatma is within our heart, he is different than us. He's not the same. You understand? Like for example, uh, Lord Krishna, he is looking just like you and me with the two arms and two hands, but he's different. He's beyond. So here he is asking about Vishnu. Now, what is the name of the Vishnu who is within our heart? Who will answer this question? There are three different types of Vishnu we talked about. Garbhodakshayi Mahavishnu, then Garbhodakshayi Vishnu, and Shirodakshayi Vishnu. So what is the name of the Vishnu within your heart? So let's see our friends, Parulji saying Shirodakshayi Vishnu. Yeah, correct? Okay, uh, so there are three expansions of Lord Krishna. Yeah. So one is Mahavishnu, also called as Karanodakshayi Vishnu. Then this is Garbhodakshayi Vishnu, and then there is Shirodakshayi Vishnu. So Shirodakshayi Vishnu is within our heart. He is the one who protects us always. Right? Very nice. Thank you, Parulji, and thank you. So here he is asking the question that is he affected by the karma? Is he affected by gunas? That is what Parikshit Maharaj is asking. Then he is further asking, explain the duration of time between the creation and annihilation in the different planets of universe. The person who is about to die, he is asking this question, that how many planets are there, and what is the duration of time between the creation and destruction? Why should one ask about this at the time of death? The idea is that more he knows about Krishna, how powerful is Krishna, his faith will be, his mind will be more engaged in Krishna. Right? More we know about Krishna's activities, more we have understanding about it. Now, friends, one thing is that what we are hearing this Srimad Bhagavatam and Shukdev Goswami is explaining, going to explain entire creation, you will not get this information anywhere in the world. No other literature has the information. Even Jesus Christ says in Bible that my father's house has many rooms, but I am not able to inform you about all the rooms because you are not in the situation to know about it. So Srimad Bhagavatam goes much deeper, and Srimad Bhagavatam is nothing but a summary of all the Vedas. So what we are going to learn about creation and creator is all the summary of Vedas. So here Parikshit Maharaj wants not only want to know about the Atma and Paramatma, but he also wants to know about the Kala. Kala means time. What is this time? What is the difference in the time of creation and destruction, like that? So Kalpa, Vikalpa, all this information which Parikshit Maharaj wants to know because he wants to solidify his faith in Krishna. So that is all information we are going to get now from Shukdev Goswami. Further he asks, explain the duration and measurement of life of different living beings, like Devi Devta, human beings, people on the different planets. This is a question scientists or NASA are exploring this. That is there any life on Mars? If there is life on Mars, what is the duration of their life? What the people look like, Like now we just hearing in the newspaper now that they UFO. You hear about this in the UFO? They identified a UFO submerging in the water. There was a video 2 days back. Just read the CNN or other newspapers. You'll come out to know about that. So scientists are exploring UFO, unidentified foreign object. Right? So UFOs are being discovered everywhere in the world. There are a lot of scientists are working on the UFOs. Srimad Bhagavatam, Parikshit Maharaj is asking this question to Shukdev Goswami that is there living entity on other planets? If so, what is the duration of their life? What is the difference between the life on the other planet and the Earth? It's a very scientific question. Scientists what they are exploring now is already been explored in Vedas. Actually, Vedic knowledge is a descending process. We don't discover anything in Vedas. Scientists spend their time in discoveries. In Vedas, according to Vedas, all the Vedas are perfect. We just read, we gather, we assemble, and we put it to practice. Simple. It's a descending flow. It's not an ascending flow. While the modern science is ascending, you start from scratch and then reach to this somewhere in middle. Right? So that is called as Aroha and Avroha, like that. So we follow the descending process. So here Parikshit Maharaj is going to learn from Shukdev Goswami 5,000 years back, which scientists are going to discover. They haven't discovered yet. They are not even close. What we are going to learn from Srimad Bhagavatam. So further, here see this is Vedic creation, Vedic design of creation. There's a beautiful book called as Brahma Samhita. If you ever get a chance, read this, which is called Vedic cosmology, where entire creation is scientifically explained. And there are many videos, many scientists from America, Europe has learned the Vedas and they have created videos based upon their understanding of this Vedic literature. And many of the scientists from NASA also taking cues from Vedic knowledge. So I'm not trying to justify Vedas because of the science, right? I'm not going to say that Vedas are great because science is supporting it. But the idea here is that we are going to learn more about Vedas because our faith in Vedas have been reduced greatly because of our faith in the modern science. That is why we want to come somewhere in between. When East West meets West, then life is the best, right? Otherwise, we will be losing what the best we have. So here, Shukdev Parikshit Maharaj is asking another question that he's asking, please tell me the creation of various places in the universe and about the creation of their inhabitants. So he's asking all these different planets, all these stars, all this sun, moon, how all these things are being created in the universe. So now Parikshit Maharaj uh, is asking more details. He says, tell me the dimensions of the universes. Right? This is more detailed question actually. Have you ever thought about this? What is the dimension of this universe? We don't even worry about it. Why should I worry? I just want to know dimension of my house. That's it. But Parikshit Maharaj is anxious to know how great is Krishna. They say God is great, but how great is God? You don't know. Right? So if you want to know how great is Krishna, then you need to know Srimad Bhagavatam. I I know you are great, but what work have you done? What great work have you done? I need to know your CV, right? So when you go for a job interview, say submit your resume, then how many research paper, how much work, what is experience, like that. So if we, then only we can know. So here is the resume of Lord Krishna. How great is he? So through questions of Parikshit Maharaj, we are going to learn about Lord Krishna actually. So he's asking, tell me the dimension of universe. Now you see how big is the universe, you can't even imagine. Right? So there are many universes. And then next question he asks is that tell me about the devotees, all the devotees who live the life. Now he's switching from creation to the devotional life. So he said, okay, you answer those questions first, Atma, then Paramatma. Then what is the difference in the body of Atma, Paramatma, Devi, Devta? Then why do we get this different body? Then he says, tell me about all the universes, all the living entities on different universes, dimensions, creation. Now he's saying, okay, that part is done. Now tell me about the spiritual life, different devotees. Tell me about the lives of different devotees. What are their activities? What is the Varnashram Dharma? There are four Varna and Ashrama. So here he's not only asking about the creation, but he's asking about what the life of people. How do they live their life? How ideally people live their life in different creations. So he wants to know all about this. Isn't these questions mind-boggling? It's such a deep questions are there, those, We never even have an idea that we can ask those questions to ourselves. This is called as Athada Brahma Jignasa. Brahma Jignasa means thinking something beyond this body. And these all questions are not related with body. These are something related with Brahma Jignasa. Further, Shukdev Goswami is asking, please explain various yugas, duration of yugas, yuga dharma, and activities of different yuga avatars. Right? So here he wants to know more about four yuga cycles: Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Kali Yuga, and then different incarnations of Krishna. And then tell me about dharma, yuga dharma. Every yuga is a different dharma. Then he is asking about dharma itself. Please explain about dharma, occupational duty. There are two types of dharma, Sadharan Dharma and Vishes Dharma. The reference of two types of dharma is mentioned here in this shloka of 2nd canto, 7th chapter, 18th shloka. So what are the two types of dharma? Sadharan Dharma and Vishesh Dharma. So what is Sadharan Dharma? So Sadharan means common, right? And Vishesh means special. Like say somebody says I am Hindu, somebody says I am Muslim, somebody says I am Christian. That is a Vishesh Dharma, special Dharma. But common, this Sadharan is common to everybody, which means to human, animals, insects, birds, reptiles. What is that dharma? Which is common to everybody? Common dharma, which is common dharma for all. So अगर आप कहते हैं कि मैं हिंदू हूँ, मुस्लिम हूँ, तो yes, Parulji is saying Sanatan Dharma. Yes, that is correct. But what is Sanatan Dharma? What is Sanatan Dharma? What is the dharma which is common to all? Anita ji is saying, Anita ji joining us from New York. She is saying way of living. पारुल जी सिंह इम्पेरिशेबल सोल. ओके, आप में से कोई भक्त कोई बता सकेगा? साधारण धर्म. साधारण धर्म क्या है? कॉमन, सब में दिखा जाता है. So, Sadharan Dharma. Uh, uh, so, Sadharan Dharma, common Dharma is love and service. You see, animals also love each other. A dog will love its own puppy, right? And then look after the puppy. Is that right or wrong? प्रेम और सेवा सभी जगह दिखाई देती है आपको, है ना? जंगल का जानवर है, शेर है, a lion will also look after the cub very lovingly and serve the cub. Is that right? All the animals have this common tendency. Even humans have this common thing. They will love each other and serve each other. That's supposed to be. But nowadays, humans are different, right? They have left that dharma. They are more into the Vishes dharma. I will love my countryman, but not to the other people. So here, Parikshit Maharaj is asking why there is so much difference in the dharma. Isn't that there should be a common dharma, Sadharan dharma? Why there is? What is the need of Vishesh dharma? And then people have this another dharma, which is the Apad dharma. Apad means at a difficult time they change their dharma. They have something very difficult. They change their duties. They change. Dharma means the role or responsibility or duty. You know? So one of the common dharma for everybody is loving and serving others. Like for example, Hanumanji was a form of a monkey, right? So he also loved Lord Ramchandraji and served Lord Ramachandraji. Who was Jatayu? Jatayu was a vulture, but he had an affection to love and serve. Who was Jambavan? Bear, but he had an affection of. You see, our Vedic literature has innumerable example where all animals have also served Krishna and Ram, right? All the even the little squirrel in Ramasetu Nirman, the little squirrel contributed to. So that squirrel is also a dharma, which is Sanatan Dharma, which is love and service. Squirrel also had love for Ramchandraji. So actually, love for God exists in animals also. We don't know about it, but it does exist. And we can see through the examples of our literature that so many animals they served Lord. Now, what is the Vishesh facility, special facility we have? That we can revive it even if we have lost it. But animals don't have. Like, if animals carry it from previous birth, they will get it, but they can't revive it. But we have the ability to revive it from scratch. We can do kirtana, we can do smaran, we can practice bhakti yoga, and we can get connected. That is the opportunity we have. So here, dharma definition is very important, and dharma means the duty, which we should never change. And what is that? Love and service, prem and seva. So he's asking, please tell me about dharma also. Then further, Parikshit Maharaj is saying, please speak about principles of bhakti. Tell me what is bhakti? Shukdev Goswami is asking, Parikshit Maharaj is asking, because there are lots of different types of bhakti. There is a Jnana Mishra Bhakti, Karma Mishra Bhakti, Yoga Mishra Bhakti, and Shuddha Bhakti. Some people do bhakti because they want something. That's no problem. There's a Mishra Bhakti is there. There's no problem. There are some yogis who do Yoga Mishra Bhakti, means they do bhakti, they want to achieve mystical powers. That is another bhakti. So he's asking, please tell me about pure bhakti. And he's telling that, please tell me about the yogi who does this Yoga Mishra Bhakti or different types of bhakti. You know, they say somebody does Kama Mishra Bhakti, somebody does Yoga Mishra Bhakti. Then what happens to this person who has done this yoga process? What happens to his destiny? After he dies, what happens? We don't know about it. No? If somebody asks me what will happen to you after you die, I don't know. But he's asking this question to Shukdev Goswami because Shukdev Goswami knows about it. Because Shukdev Goswami has realized the essence of all the Vedas. So these are wonderful questions being asked by Parikshit Maharaj. And then last question he asked is that, uh, please tell me about the conclusion of all the Vedic literature. So all the Vedas we are studying, Srimad Bhagavatam also we are studying, But then please tell me that what is the conclusion of all the Vedas? What is the conclusion of Vedas? Let's see who can tell me. Those who have studied Bhagavad Gita will be able to tell what is the conclusion of Vedas. Huh? What is the conclusion of Vedas? So Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, absolutely, Parulji is saying Krishna is supreme. Vedescha sarva ahameva vedyo. So what is that? So Krishna is the sum and summary of all the Vedic literature. Actually, all the sages, you take from right from Brahmaji to Narad Muni to Vedvyasji, then you go further to Shukdev Goswami, Parikshit Maharaj, and then you go further to Madhvacharya, Nimbarkacharya, Vishnu Swami, Shankaracharya, Mirabai, Tukaram, Gnaneshwar, Narsim Mehta, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, Gaur Kishodas Babaji, Jagannath Baba Maharaj, all the great saints of South India, North India, East, West, you take all the saints, even Sai Baba, they have concluded that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Shankaracharya said, Bhaj Govinda, Bhaj Govinda, Bhaj Govinda, Mudmate. So, all the summary, nichod of all the Vedas is Lord Krishna is the ultimate objective of love and service. There is no other way. So, he's asking, please tell me, is that the summary? He wants to confirm that. And the last shloka here is that, please explain me unto me how living beings are generated, how they are maintained, and how they are annihilated. So, there's one more question. Please explain the advantages and disadvantages of discharging devotional service into Lord. Right. So he's asking about bhakti also. That why should we do bhakti? What is the advantages? What is disadvantage? So you see how many questions are there? How many questions? You couldn't count. So many questions are there. So all these questions are going to be answered by Shukdev Goswami. Bhakti. This question is very important. Why bhakti is important? What is advantage and disadvantage? Srila Prabhupada ji very nicely explains in the purport that this material world is just like an ocean. Right? In the ocean, there can be a turmoil at any moment. Right? There can be high tide, low tide, anytime. Now, if you are in a boat in the ocean, so you are at the mercy of whom? So if you are in a boat, you are going from one place to another in an ocean, and there is a boat with you. So you are at the mercy of whom? You are the captain. You are everything. There is nobody else. You are on the single person on the boat. So you are on the mercy of whom? You are on the mercy of water itself. That is correct answer. Right? Because everything is dependent on the water. What water wants to do. If water becomes very high, then your boat will sink. If water remains quiet, then you will sail through. Is that right? है ना? तो ये जीवन का जो बोट है, ये जीवन जो है समुद्र है, और हमारी बोट यानी दिस शरीर, right? So the boat is dependent upon the surrounding, how the surroundings are, how the ocean is. So Srila Prabhupada is explaining that when you do bhakti, then all the ocean is being controlled by Krishna, because that is Krishna ocean, Krishna bhakti. So आप भक्ति के सागर में डूब जाते हैं, तो फिर the ocean is very quiet. But अगर आप भौतिक सागर में डूब गए, भव सागर, then that is up and down, up and down, up and down, right? So if you really want to sail through this boat, through this ocean with this boat, then you have to select which ocean you want to float in, right? So bhakti ka sagar jo hai, it is very quiet, very calming ocean, while the material ocean, bhava sagar, आज ऊपर तो कल नीचे, कल ऊपर तो आज नीचे, ऐसा. So this is the question which is being asked by Parikshit Maharaj. But why he is asking questions? Because it is for our benefit actually. Because when we are going to learn from Shukdev Goswami all this wonderful knowledge, then who will be purified? We will be purified. Nobody else will be purified, right? So this is a cleaning process, right? So there is a book called as Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, written by Rupa Goswami. It's called Nectar of Devotion. It's called The Science of Bhakti Yoga. If you ever get a chance, please read this book. This book has detailed information about the science of bhakti. That what are the different types of bhakti? What are the stages of bhakti? How can we progress in the bhakti? It's called Nectar of Devotion. Google it. You'll find a free book also online, PDF version. There is a website called vedabase.io. You can find this book free of cost there as well, or you can buy a hard copy. That doesn't matter. So Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu explains the science of Bhakti Yoga, and one concept which is explained there, I'm going to briefly describe in 5 minutes, and then we'll do Aarti ceremony. So, the favorable things for Bhakti. If you really want to progress in Bhakti, then what are favorable things? Huh? So, three things which are mentioned there by Rupa Goswami. If you really want to make tangible progress in Bhakti, and what is that? Utsaha, Nishchay, and Dhairya. These are the three things. Huh? He explains so many things, but I'm going to summarize with three. That if you have utsaha means enthusiasm, enthusiasm. That I want to chant the holy name of Krishna, no matter what happens. I will never give up my at least one round of japa. I will never give up. Why should we give up? Is there any one reason? Why should we not remember Krishna? Just 10 minutes a day. Unless until you don't have 10 minutes a day, it's not possible. ऐसा कोई हो सकता है कि आपके पास 10 मिनट नहीं है भगवान के लिए? ऐसा तो नहीं हो सकता. So we have to determine utsaha. Utsaha means enthusiasm. Sorry, enthusiasm means every day we get up and enthusiastically we take shower and we do one round of japa for sure, without mistake. Then nishchay. Nishchay means determination. That I will never ever give up this process of remembering Krishna. अब कितना टाइम लगता है? 7 minutes, one round of japa. So you take the japa bead. Japa bead तो है आपके घर पे? कि नहीं है? आपके पास भी है सब. Very simple process. A child can do it. We are 50 years old now. We should be able to do it, right? Just take a bead, sit quietly in front of Krishna's picture, and just 10-minute japa. That's it. Can you do that? Absolutely. Anybody can do it. And what do you have to do? Just this 16-word mantra: Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. क्या हो गया? कुछ मेहनत है? It's no hard. Nothing. You don't have to do any austerity, no tapasya, nothing. Just simple chanting. But it is the determination that 5 मिनट तो मैं भगवान के लिए निकालूंगा, क्यों नहीं? निकल नहीं सकता है? निकल सकता है, क्यों नहीं निकल सकता? लेकिन जब करेंगे तो ऐसा नहीं कि भाई चलो करना है, इसलिए उत्साह से करना है कि भाई उत्साह मीन्स एंथुजियाज्म कि हम भगवान से मिलने जा रहे हैं. Actually, when you are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, you are talking to Krishna in your heart. Hey Krishna, you are in my heart. I am going to talk to you now, one to one. So in that 10 minutes, you tell your mind, I'm not going to think about anything else. This is the time of 10 minutes for between me and Krishna. Nobody else comes in between, right? So you switch off all your phones, keep everything aside, and just 10 minutes for Krishna. Not bad, right? But Krishna will be so happy that you have spent time for him. Right? Then Utsaha, Nishchay, and Dhairya. Dhairya means patience. Patience means sometimes you think that, okay, I have done one round, so Krishna should be very happy with me, and tomorrow everything should start auspicious in my life. It doesn't happen like that. It takes time, right? So just give some time to yourself, and slowly your life will change. Krishna has given a guaranteed yoga kshemam vaham yaham, but it should not that, okay, आज आपने जब किया तो कल कृष्ण मेरा सब काम पे लग जाओ, कृष्ण आ जाओ मेरे घर पे, मेरा सब काम करो. Krishna is not your servant, right? He is not that you just do one japa and you ask him to come and do homework. मेरे बर्तन साफ करो, मेरा ये करो, वो करो, सब आपको करना ही है. Krishna is not your order supplier. Oh God, give me my daily bread. Is he your bread maker? He is not your bread maker. He is not your order supplier. But he will come. When he will come? When you really need him. He will be there. So in this way, bhakti is the essence of the all the yoga process, right? So this is what Shukdev Goswami is asking. So with that, we'll pause here. Answers we'll learn in next session because we don't have enough time. But if you are curious enough to read the answers, open Srimad Bhagavatam, go online. Again, same website. Which is the website? Vedabase.io. Open Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, chapter number 9, second canto. You'll get all the answers. So we'll discuss these answers when we meet next time. Okay. Thank you to all the devotees who are joining us online. I will like to say, if you have any questions, please ask me. Parulji is saying that so many times we ourselves do not know what we truly need. Krishna will guide us in the right direction. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. We are all confused. Anyway, I'd like to thank all the devotees who are joining. Anita ji, Lalit Prabhu, Parulji, Priyanka Ben, Swati ji, William, and all other devotees who are joining us from different parts of the world. Thank you so much for being with us today. We will do Aarti ceremony. There's a beautiful darshan of Lord Krishna. So please take the darshan if you are online. And next week, coming week, on 25th, right? 25th, right? There's an auspicious occasion of Narsimha Chaturdashi, Narsimha Dev's appearance day. 25th or 25th, which is Tuesday, we have appearance day of Lord Narsimha. So on that day, you can, if you want, you can keep fast until dusk, until about 6 o'clock or so, where that's the time Lord Narsimha appeared to protect Prahlad Maharaj. Spend your time as much as in remembering Krishna. And if you feel like coming to the temple is open, please come for the darshan. With that, we will now continue with the Aarti ceremony. So I will just switch the screen and we'll do the Aarti. So those devotees who are joining us here, may I request them to stand up. Those devotees who are joining us online, please stay back for the wonderful darshan. Vishnu Krishna Krishna Srimati Bhakti
Sorry. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Radha Brajavardhan, Radha Brajavardhan Radhe, Jaya Radha Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, Jaya Sita Ram Jaya Gaurani Jai, Gaurani Jai, Gaurani Jai, Jaya Gaurani Jai, Jaya Gaurani Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jaya Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jaya Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jaya Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Vishnu Paramahamsa Parividikacharya Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vishnu Paramahamsa Parividikacharya Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Namacharya Vedanta Swami ki jai. Om Jai Jai Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Ram Mukunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki jai. Shri Ram ki jai. Mathura Dham ki jai. वृंदावन धाम की जय, श्री जगन्नाथ पुरी धाम की जय, समस्त भक्तवृंद की जय। और दिल कसम ये दिखाई, और दिल कसम ये दिखाई, और दिल कसम ये दिखाई, और दिल किसी की निराल बनता है, गौर अपने मन में। हरे कृष्णा, थैंक यू। Just a second, इनको devotees को बोल देता हूँ। हरे कृष्णा devotees, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you Anita ji, Lalit Prabhu, Parul ji, Priyanka, Swati Ben, William, and all other devotees who joined us. Thank you so much. We'll see you again. Hare Krishna. Wish you all a happy Narasimha Chaturdashi, which is coming up on Tuesday, 25th. Hare Krishna. ये end कर इसको।